to talk about the matrix. From my understanding, all this talk about the matrix is the problem and that you have to escape the matrix. It's half true, right? Um, that the current society we live in, which is another way of saying the matrix, is unhealthy and it is corrupted in many ways. So it does make sense to say you should opt out of contributing to its madness, right? In this way, escaping the matrix. But the matrix as a concept, as a structure, is not the problem, all right? Because regardless of whatever society we live in, we have to live in a society. It is human nature, right? We have to live within social structures, okay? And a social structure is necessarily a matrix. So this means that you cannot avoid living in the matrix, all right? You have to live, to exist is to be in a matrix. So what then is the problem? So it is actually misguiding, or let's say unproductive, to look at the matrix and criticize and say, okay, fine, society, this is a problem with society. And the fact that you name this thing society is also misleading, because what you're really talking about is people, is us as a collective. And you are criticizing us as a collective and the things we do as opposed to the things that society does, right? You're talking about yourself, you're talking about ourselves, you're talking about us. This is where language can be a problem sometimes, right? The way we use it can, whether intentional or unintentionally, whether knowingly or unknowingly, serve to absolve us of responsibility for the things that are happening in society, right? We talk about things like poverty and corruption as things that are somehow separate from us, things that are happening in society. They are happening. They're not things that we are doing. They are not our actions or consequences of our actions. So just keep in mind and be very honest with yourself and understand that you are a factor that contributes to a lot of what is wrong with the matrix, a lot of what is wrong with the people in power, because the power they have is you. Now, also note that it's unproductive to talk about problems in this way, because you're speaking in a way that you are speaking on a scale that is way too big for any individual. So the moment you start complaining about the government, the moment you start complaining about the country and the culture, you know, this is useless talk. It is absolutely useless, unproductive, and impractical talk, because you're speaking at a level of existence where you have no business speaking, because you're just an individual. It is better to talk about these problems on a more personal level, on a more grounded level, on a more local level, because that is a level where you operate, and that is a level where you have business talking, because that is a level where you contribute and where you are affected. Talk about why you are not speaking up to things that you see in your community, to the actions that people close to you are doing that are wrong, that you condone by keeping quiet. Why do you keep quiet? Why do you keep quiet? Right? When your father or your mother or your sister or your brother or a family member, a friend, right, is racist, either towards black people, towards white people, towards anyone else, is stealing money, is corrupt, is lying, whatever it is, why do you keep quiet? Why do you keep quiet? These are the questions that you should ask. That is the level at which you operate. That is the level at which we operate. Ask yourself, what can you do about it? What should you do about it? What is stopping you from doing it? What are the obstacles? Okay? All these bigger problems that we talk about, corruption in the workplace, bullying in the workplace, bullying in schools, right? Government inefficiencies, whatnot. No, no. Those problems are only symptoms of what you do at your level. Let me repeat that. Those problems are symptoms of what you do at your level, meaning of what you do in your life, what you do not tell your friends, your parents, your family members, the truth you do not speak in your daily life. All right? Because you keep quiet, because we keep quiet, because we don't act in our daily lives is the reason why the country is the way it is.